Hey guys, I'm Brian here with a new Minecraft video. Today I bring you a project I've been working on for a while on a server. It is a fully functional multiplayer dungeon for a survival server. I'll be going through the dungeon itself and then all the tech at the end, so if you guys want to see it, stick around for the ride. So I will see you in a second. Alright, so these dungeons that, yes, there are multiple, are hidden throughout the map of Raise Survival, which is the server I've been working on. They range in difficulty. The closer to spawn they are, typically, the easier they are. Currently there are two. The first one is within 500 blocks and the second one's within 1,000. The third one has been scouted, but we haven't really started on it yet. But this server that I am on currently is a survival hardcore server. There is no natural regen. Zombies are extremely aggressive. We have a zombie apocalypse plugin as well. It is on hard mode, so everything can and will kill you very easily. This is the spawn. And as I said, we strive to make your life as hard as possible. We just recently launched. It'll take a while to build a community, but once we do, I'm sure everyone will be very happy and content with grinding out the dungeons, because I made some of the rewards in there very rare and very worthwhile. So, I guess without further ado, let's begin. There are donator ranks that we have on the server that can give you permissions to the different warps. The second donator rank will give you permission to that one. Or, I believe it's the first. Yes, the $10 donator rank will give you warp access to Warp Dungeon 1. The $50 one will give you access to Warp Dungeon 2. Warp Dungeon 1 boss. The 75 will give you access to Warp Dungeon 2. 100 will give you Warp Dungeon 2 boss. And 200 will give you Warp Dungeon 3. They are very convenient, seeing as some dungeons are excruciatingly far away from spawn, and it would be painful for you to lose your stuff. So, this dungeon is a snow graveyard. Yay. I'll give you a little peek around at the scenery. My render is horrible because I'm filming, but this is a very nice build put together by Jan himself right here, and Realmbeast, who are both staff on the server. Jan did the majority outside, Realm did this building right here, and the entire interior, which is the fun part. So, I'll go in. Upon entering, you'll be greeted by more than a few zombies. I haven't been here for a while, obviously, so not much has spawned, but there are some nice distractions and diversions that are in here. These guys drop their own special stuff. I'm not showing you what it is or how often it's dropped, but you might get a hint. That's not it either. That's not the only thing, I mean. We have no enchanting on the server, so the stuff dropped in dungeons is very good. Levels are still usable with anvils, and they will be exchangeable for donator ranks as soon as I can implement that system. And it probably will be implemented by the time this video goes up. So this is a fairly small dungeon. It is the easiest, being Dungeon 1, and it's very close to spawn. The mobs in here only spawn when you are inside the room, and they tend to have a slow rate of spawn. So I'm just going to force it. There he is. That sword, by the way, is better than iron, and I believe if it's sharpness or smite too, it can be better than diamond. But I'm not 100% positive on that because I made these guys about a week ago. As you proceed down, you will find yourself at the boss room. So this is the boss lobby. Down here, there is a protection so that mobs cannot attack you, even though they have the ability to be down here. The boss itself is a very, very cruel mistress who will chew you up and spit you out if you have no idea what you're doing. I recommend at least 2 people to take him on. 1 to run and the other to kill him, and then switch off when he turns. But minimum armor is probably iron with an iron sword. Since I will be taking him on alone, I will be using the following. He does quite a bit of damage, and since there's no natural regen, it's even more punishing. As I mentioned earlier, he has some special attacks, and they are not forgiving at all if you screw up. So try not to screw up. The learning curve isn't too steep, so you guys will probably have it figured out after 2 or 3 attempts. But getting here without the donor perk is kind of a pain in the butt. If you are a I believe it's $50 donor, you get access to this, which will TP you right there. So if you do happen to die, you can just teleport right back, go back down, start a new instance, and try to get your stuff back before he kills you. The only way out is death or glory, as that sign right there says. So, good luck. It's not intended to be forgiving, so don't expect it to be. But let's get into some of the mechanics of how this works. This line right here indicates the lobby. If you are on this side, you will not join if someone were to press the button. If you are on this side, everyone on this side of the line will go into the room with an active session. So if you don't want to be teleported in, don't stand on this side of the line. I believe it teleports you if you are on the line as well, so just be clear, just stand on this line of cobble, to be safe. So, I'm going to heal myself, and without further ado, let's begin. On entry, you will be healed, and teleported into the arena. The spawner will wind up, and he will be thrown at you. It's quite scary. I'm not using this sword since I got it as a drop earlier from him. I just want to demonstrate it with max diamond gear in a solo. That is his first mechanic. You want to avoid it, and you can avoid it by moving. However, you are slowed, so you have to figure out a different way to move. I'm sure you guys can figure that out pretty quick. There's your little insight. Since I am a developer, that would be my rank. I get some little nifty cheats that I installed for myself. One of them includes being unable to die. That is it right there. If I go below 7 health, I'll get healed. You guys will not have such a luxury. So, be extremely careful, and avoid ice, because he goes a lot faster on ice. As soon as he gets off it, at least. So, he'll rush you. He's almost dead, though. For those of you wondering, I do have a mod that shows me things' health. It's very helpful when it comes to making mobs. But, down he goes. So, you get a little kill message, and after 3 seconds, it teleports you out. You are not guaranteed loot. I believe I actually got some rotten flesh there. But, the loot that he does drop, when he does drop, is definitely worth it. He drops some guns, some tools, this sword, some armor. So, it's definitely worth the effort. Overall, he's the first of a very long and fun boss chain that you guys will get to fight on here. If you have any questions about him, though, feel free to ask them. This is the point at which I start explaining the redstone, so for those of you that came just to see him and the dungeon itself, you may go. But for the rest of us, who are actually interested in these things right here, you can stay for a bit. I'll just go around, explain all the command blocks, how they work, and what they do, and that's it. So, for those of you that wish to leave now, you may. And for those of you that are staying, thank you, and I hope you enjoy. So, to begin, when the button is pressed, few things happen. I believe I can get to that. Nope, it didn't want me. Just do it the hard way. I'll go through here. When you press the button, which is on this guy right here, it will signal 3 command blocks, in this vicinity at least. The first will add a session objective, so Dunge 1, remember that, it'll be important. The second will take everyone in that little lobby section in front of that line and set their score to 1. And the third will tell everyone that has a session that the Grave Crawler would like to kill them. Now, this is not all the wiring. I'm sure you guys, if you know anything about command blocks, probably figure that out. There's a lot more of it constantly loaded at spawn, at least when it's needed. So I will show you that in my little home beneath spawn. I've got a few things under here. Those of you that saw my Server Ops video might know what this guy is. Actually, I'll just highlight that. So this to the left right here is everything that runs that first dungeon, minus one thing, which I'll show you when I get back there. And then this is the second one, which isn't quite done yet, but it'll probably be when I'm done uploading this video. I'm experimenting with the boss currently. Anyways, all the mobs are done, but yeah. So, upon pressing that button, a objective is created, and everyone in that room is set to an active session. So this tests to see if there is someone with an active session, with this right here, as I'm highlighting with my mouse, in that room, that area, within, past the line. If there is, it goes to the comparator, which reads out true. That will teleport everyone in that room with an active session to here. And then that will proceed to increment their score to 2 and heal them. This will work for anyone with an active session. And then it will reset their death counter, make the Ender Dragon noise, and reset their kill counter. So there's that. That is the entry system. Now the defeat system's right there, and the death system right here. I will show you the death system. This is just a clock right here. It's coming. Imagine if there was a comparator right here going directly into this command block. It's the same thing. It just matters that it doesn't really matter that I'm running it through. This tests for someone with an active session who has died. Since I reset their score when they entered, if someone dies when they're in there, obviously they didn't die when they weren't in there. So they if they die, it will read out on this comparator, which will come to here, and it will set, and it will test for someone with an active session, or it will teleport someone with an active session who has died outside immediately. That doesn't typically work. I might change that. Actually, I will change that, because if you don't hit respawn right away, it won't exactly teleport you. I'm thinking of removing that and leaving the donator perk in, because this doesn't really do anything anyways. But as soon as it teleports you, it will set your session to 0, so it'll take you out of the dungeon completely, and then it will reset your death counter. Now, if you were to, say, defeat the boss, it will go for here. It will see someone with an active session with the boss killed. The boss is the only mob in there. Occasionally, from time to time, I'll have a natural spawn in there. I can't really prevent that, but there's no harm in it with a false positive. It'll just teleport you out and you'll go back in. And I can't really put torches in there because there's ice, so that won't help. But it tests to see if someone has killed the boss. When you do, it will say you have slain, and it will teleport you in 3 seconds. It will also heal you in case he does respawn, since spawners work in funny ways. After you kill him, there's a small chance he will respawn. I'm not a really big fan of that, but I can't control it, so yeah. Anyways, it will teleport them out, heal them again just in case, set their session to 0, or set their boss kills to 0, set their session to 0, and then remove the session and remove the boss kills so that the dungeon may be done again. That is all the entry, deaths, and victory mechanics. Now I'm going to show you the special attack mechanics. So I will go to Warp Dungeon Boss 1, D-U-N-G-E-O-N, there we go. Hit through on here, go straight into the room, and then hit through on here, go straight to the wiring. Very basic system. It's just a long duration hopper clock with a test for to see if there is someone with an active session in the room that has not died or killed the boss. And when that happens, it'll pull up these, letting the hopper spin around. When it does get around, he'll cast a berry. After 4 ticks, he will teleport everyone with an active session that has not died and has not killed him to the center, and it will slow them. That is slowness, for those of you wondering, 2, 3, 5. If you do not make it out of the center, it will read through on here. What this does is it tests for someone in the center of the room with an active session within 3 blocks of the center of the room where it teleports you that has not died or killed the boss. If that is true, it will damage you for 12 health and tell you to suffer, because you just did. 12 health out of 20 is a lot, as you can probably imagine. So you tend to want to avoid that. You can still jump when you're slowed, so keep that in mind. But yeah, also he can either save you or kill you depending on where he is. Just keep a mental note of where he is when you're fighting him, and don't run into him, run away from him. Otherwise he can knock you back in and it will hurt. So that is all for Grave Creeper, or Gravecrawler. Ooh. He's very fun. You'll get some fun loot if you do manage to kill him. So good luck with him. The second dungeon I have planned, for those of you that stuck around, you'll get a sneak peek right now. Here's the bow he drops. So he's still in beta. I'm still working with him, but he'll have a lot of fun once he is created, and his mechanics are a lot more complicated, so you'll enjoy him. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'd like you to rate, comment, subscribe if you could. Ooh, look, another sword. And if you did enjoy the video, please share it with your friends. The server currently is a little dead. It does take a while to build a community. We just launched 2 or 3 days ago for me recording this, and it's right before we update the server list, so no one's really on. I've learned that if you have a server, it takes about 2 months for you to get an active player base if people find the server worth playing on. So I intend to make that possible with these dungeons. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.